Alright, this is our next lesson on GeoGebra, and remember when you first open up GeoGebra, this is what you're going to see. And we usually don't need this little algebra box, so you can just click the X, and right now we're not going to need the axes, so we're going to click those off and we have a blank screen. So what we're going to be talking about today is perpendicular and parallel lines. And hopefully you've gone through and you've constructed perpendicular lines and parallel lines using a compass and a straight edge. And now we're going to see how this works in GeoGebra. Now we're going to be using some basic tools and some more advanced tools to construct these lines. So when you're finished, you can just compare what we've done in GeoGebra with what you did with the compass and the straight edge. The first tip that I'm going to give you is that if you go into options and you go to labeling, see where it says automatic, we're going to put on new points only. And so that each time that we create a point, it's going to automatically name it, so we don't have to go in and name them ourselves. So we're going to use some basic tools to construct a perpendicular line to a given line segment. And so what we're going to do first is click on the segment between 2 points, and then we're just going to create a line segment. There we go. And now, like I said, if the two endpoints aren't labeled, which they should be if you're following along with me, you can go ahead and right click on those and tell it to show label right here, but ours is already shown, so we don't have to click that. Alright, now what we're going to do is create a new point. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click point, and I'm just going to pick C. You can put it anywhere on the line, doesn't matter. I'm not being picky. Now what we're going to do is go over here to the menu and click on circle with center through point. And what you do is you come down here and you make sure C is highlighted, and it is. See, if I take my point away from it, it's not highlighted anymore. So I'm going to click it and then just start pulling away. And I can go back in, I can go out. You can make it any size you want, but that's a good enough size right there for me. Oh, I put my point D in the wrong place. Let me redo that. If you don't do your circle the way you want to, you just click undo. We want D, the point on the circle, we want it to intersect with the line. So let me go back. I'm going to click on circle with center through point again. I'm going to click on C, and then look, I'm going to right here, see my little crosshairs? I'm going to make sure that right there where it looks like I'm pointing at both the line and the circle, and then I'm going to click. Now here's how I make sure my point is on the line. Well, maybe in a minute. There we go. Alright, see how it's attached? All I did to do that was click on C. And see how point C is moving back and forth, but D's not going anywhere. Okay, that's how I know D's anchored on the line. Alright. Now I'm going to select the intersect two objects tool, and this one's, it's almost hidden. You almost can't see it. If you go to the point and you go down here and it says intersect, it doesn't have the same title as it does in our student guide, but you can see the graphic is still the same. It's a point intersecting two objects, and we're going to come down here and we're going to make sure that the circle's highlighted and the line is highlighted at the same time. So here we go. See how they're both highlighted? And then I'm going to click, and there's point E. So I can go back up here to my arrow tool. I can click on point C, and now E is anchored to the line as well. I can't get it off the line. If I click on point E, it won't go anywhere. It's anchored to the line. To move it, I have to click on C. So this tells me that point E is on the line and on the circle, and that's what I need. Now our next step is I'm going to hide the circle. Okay, now believe me, this is all part of making perpendicular lines. Now if you did your construction with the compass and straight edge, as you should have, you would have had something like this so far. You would have had to have construct a circle. It's just we can't hide it so easy. But what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the circle and we're going to click on show object. Poof, it's gone. Now we are going to construct two circles, one with the center of point D and one with the center of E. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on circle with center through point. Then I'm going to click on D and then I'm going to make a circle. Now I don't want it right here. I want it to go past point C, just like that. And I'm going to put my point F way up there. Now I'm going to click on E and I'm going to make another circle. Again, I want it to intersect circle D. So it can't be right here, but I just make it larger. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. They don't have to be the same size, just as long as they intersect each other. Now here's what's neat. I'm going to intersect these two circles. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go to the intersect button, and I'm going to put me a point. See how the two circles are highlighted? Right now neither. Right now circle E is highlighted, circle D is highlighted. If I put it right here at the intersection, they're both highlighted. That's point H. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do the same right down here where they intersect. That's point I. Now watch this. I can come over here to the perpendicular line tool. This is what you would be doing with your straight edge. I'm going to click on H. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on I. Oops, something didn't work here. Oh, I didn't need to click perpendicular line. Silly girl, I needed to click on just line. Now let me try this again. I'm going to go to H. Whew, that was close. I'm going to go to I. And now I have a perpendicular line. Now watch this. I can come over here to circle D. I can say to hide the object. Hide the object. I can even hide these points right here just because they're there and I don't want to see them. Now watch this. I can go move point A around and notice how HI continues to be perpendicular. I can move it anywhere around on the line. Now this you can't do with the straight edge and compass. It's pretty tricky. Okay? So there is your perpendicular lines. Now we're going to create a perpendicular line with a point that is not on the line. So we have to open up a new spreadsheet. You can save this if you want. You don't have to. I'm just going to click Don't Save. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to create a segment just like that. I'm going to go to the New Point tool and I'm going to create a point that is not on the line. There's point C. Now I'm going to select the perpendicular line tool. See, I was just a little ahead of myself earlier. I'm going to click on C and I'm going to click on AB and there you go. I have a perpendicular line. Now you can also create perpendicular lines with a like this with a point not on the line with a compass and a straight edge. There's just a few more steps to it, but it can be done. Now I'm going to move on to create parallel lines. Oops. Let me click New. Don't save. I was getting a lot of information there. Okay, this time I'm going to create, since parallel lines, I'm going to do a line. There we go. I got A and B. Then I'm going to click the New Point tool. There's C. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click the Parallel Line tool. You click point C, you click line AB, and ta-da! We have parallel lines. I'm going to go up here and click on the arrow tool. Notice I can move C up and down, but I can't change the direction of the line. Okay, but watch this. I can click on point A, and no matter what I do with line AB, that line C continues to be parallel. Always parallel. Alright, and that's how you do perpendicular and parallel lines on GeoGebra. Thanks for listening.